the song, never gonna do the same for you.
What's up, guys? It's Donna here.
And Hollie.
And you're listening to Teaser Talk.
On switch, turn the song, never gonna do the same. You hit the on switch, turn the song, never gonna do the same for you. With these power lines.
What's up, everyone? Happy Teaser Talk Tuesday. It's Hollie here, and I'm so excited about our guest today. I'm here with Pozition. What's going on? Welcome to the podcast.
Oh, good. How you feeling?
Feeling great. Fantastic. The sun's finally starting to shine here in Texas. So felt like it was Seattle there for a moment. It was always raining for like the past 2 weeks. It's been pretty depressing.
Yeah. I mean, you know, Texas weather sometimes gets a little bipolar, but I love Texas, so it's all good.
Texas is that. I agree. So, I was thinking about this podcast episode and how to kick it off. I've been following you for quite some time. But one thing is I didn't really know your story. So I'd love to kick this episode off with you sharing your story as an artist. If you can share with listeners where you're from and then how you really got into the music industry, because you've been here for quite some time. I'd love to hear about it.
Yeah. Well, I grew up in Los Angeles, California, Watts District. And, like you said, I've been doing music so long, it's just crazy. But a good friend of mine taught me how to make beats. I was, grew up rapping as a kid, but I was always infatuated by people that make music just out of nowhere and just create all this good music. So I just sat there, paid attention until I learned. Pretty soon the words started getting out. And I got the attention of Krayzie Bone. And, I met him through a female by the name of Tanya Duche. And we just started working ever since. And we started working, me, him, Keef G, started working on a song called Welcome to the Alley. And it just kept on just going after that till Life is a Lesson Learned, to what everybody hears today. And it spilled over into me being a DJ, which wasn't something that I thought I was going to be, but here I am.
I love it. So really, you were obviously looking to get more into the rap part, not necessarily the DJ part.
Exactly.
But I feel like that definitely probably had to open some doors for you too, as well. A lot of people probably saw you as a collaboration piece, not so much as a competition.
Right. I mean, like I said, the DJ situation happened kind of by default. Krayzie and Wishbone were going to Australia and they didn't have a DJ, but they didn't tell me that they didn't have a DJ. They just offered me to go out there and open up and perform and stuff like that. And at that time, as soon as we landed, they asked if I knew how to work the equipment. And I was like, hell no, I don't know how to do that shit. And I literally had to learn that night because we had a show as soon as we got out to playing that night.
That's awesome. So you literally were just like some opening set to, okay, now you're officially our DJ. Let's learn how to use this equipment. Yeah. I love that. When was that?
Oh man, it felt like it was a long time ago now. It was literally 10 years ago, 2011.
That's awesome. What a great story. So yeah, speaking of you guys, you were literally the first show that I had attended post-pandemic. It was here in Texas, and it was just so nice to be kind of normal. I don't know if we'll ever have a normal anytime soon, but it was nice to kind of enjoy live music. And I'd love to hear, like, what were you doing during pandemic? I know so many artists have kind of they either allow that to paralyze them or they found it to some time to really, get creative and do collaborations virtually and things like that. So I'd love to hear what you were doing last year before you guys could go back out onto the road.
For me, just being real honest, I was doing all the wrong shit. And I was, just like everybody else, eating a lot. Then I was drinking like super heavy, like I was still on tour, but I was, really just being creative in the house. But as far as me being creative in the house, which was dope, I was sitting here just getting big as fuck. So I was like, man, I got to stop this shit. And, I just kind of took some time to like sit back, reflect on a lot of shit. Like I done had a lot of fun, creating music, but I just got more into, learning the business part and, just really getting things done right and creating some stuff that people ain't ready for these next few projects. So I just took that time and just really just went all out.
I love to hear that, and I'm super excited to be on the lookout for all the new stuff you will be dropping. I think I can definitely say you were not alone during COVID. Whenever you would just sit there and eat and drink, it was kind of weird. Like the beginning of it was like, haha, this will be over soon, whatever.
Right.
And then it was kind of like, wait, what is this thing? And then it was like, I guess someone started drinking at like 3 p.m. because there's nothing to do and eating.
Yeah.
It was. You are definitely not alone when it comes to that. There's a lot of us, including myself, that had established those bad eating habits. Now, you had in 2020, and I don't know if you recorded this previous COVID, but you were on Lazy's album, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So was that recorded before or after?
His project?
Yeah, for the song that you're on.
Which one? We did a few.
Oh, was it? So one I was listening to was Holler When You See Me.
Was it the way? No, we are way too real, right? The shit is too real. It's a lot. We did that.
Yeah. Was that during pandemic or did you guys?
No. Okay. You know what? That was right before.
Gotcha.
I think that was right. Yeah, we just work so much. I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you. We work a lot. Like every time we get in the studio, it's just we don't think about time. We don't think about days. Especially when you get in with somebody like Lazy Bone. He just really puts the fun in music, and then you just kind of let everything else just out the window, and he just makes you real comfortable and relax and be yourself. So
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, so you, obviously outside of the whole bad habits, but it sounded like business continued as usual as far as collaboration and staying connected, and then also honing in your craft. You just dropped also, you and Krayzie had dropped a song called Break Up a Bag. Can we talk about that one a little bit?
Yeah. Krayzie's another one. Krayzie is fun, but he's really more technical in the studio. So he's one that I learned from how to get technical and just make big music. I've already made big songs in my eyes, with the way I do things, but he takes it to another level. So we was in the studio and I just heard the beat that was produced by the homie Eugene on the sound. And I'm like, man, let me hear something. Let me just go in the booth. So I just did the hook. I'm like, all right. And they was fucking with it. And then Krayzie was like, man, put a verse on there. I was like, all right. So he ended up putting his verse in there a little later. I just kind of freestyled my verse, which I kind of do anyway.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, it came out pretty dope. Then he was like, yeah, man, we're gonna shoot a video to it. And I love the video, but I don't like the video because now I'm looking at myself super big. I'm like, damn, I don't even look like that no more. That's
awesome. It's interesting. So you freestyle more than anything. Has that always been your style?
No. Just like everybody else, you start off writing.
Yeah.
But then, as time goes and you just kind of start feeling out. So yeah, now it's like, as soon as I hear the beat, it's like, all right, let me just, think for a minute, just vibe to the beat, mumble a few words until something comes out.
That's awesome. I love it. And one word I hear a lot just in our conversation, word that keeps popping up, is going to be collaboration. So you've collaborated with some amazing artists, just a few that we've just talked about.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to those who are looking to do the same thing and build that connection in the music industry?
Honestly, the music is bigger than your ego. A lot of people, especially in the hip hop industry, but a lot of people, when it's time to create, some people want to kind of take control of the song when, you know, you should be able to just work with each other. Whatever works, works. If it doesn't, you know, you'll feel it. So you got to learn how to work with each other. You know, and perfect example, right? I just seen an interview with Pharrell from the Neptunes, which I'm a huge fan of. I got to work with that dude one day. And he was like, man, there used to be people that used to just work by themselves, but now it's like so many people working on one song just to get that song done and done right. So, you know, that's the perfect example. Like, you know, don't let your ego fly into it. You know, work with each other, you know what I'm saying, and be open-minded to, you know, what the possibilities can be.
I love that. And, you know, you're so spot on when it comes to ego, especially in the music industry. You see so many people split up. They're in a band together because of egos. And I love seeing the collaborations. And I feel like the rap industry, you guys have been doing it for so long. I feel like forever.
Yeah.
What I love now seeing it is kind of almost that spilling into the rock industry as well. People are finally allowing themselves to not be the only name on the song or the album.
Mm-hmm.
And I just love seeing too, some people like cross-pollinate through different genres. So it's awesome to see. Is there anyone else other than Pharrell that you'd like to collab with that you haven't already?
A lot of people. E40 is one of them. Like my top 5, I'd say, would be E40, Pharrell, Surge from System of a Down.
Oh, that'd be a good one.
I've collaborated already with the homie DJ Starscream from Slipknot.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, and we're actually working on some new shit for next year. Like I'm actually working on a kind of like a hip hop rock EP, which is dope.
Ooh, that's so good. Is this what the music you're talking about that's like not ready for, like people are not ready for this to be dropped?
That's one of them. But yeah, like people that know me in the camp, they already know I did a rock and roll album already, but I just never released it. So now it's like, okay, now it's time for me to just put some shit out there.
Yeah. Sounds like you were ahead of the game back then. That probably would have been like, wait, what? I don't know if they would have been ready for it.
No, like, you know, you see this dude with like 2 ponytails and t-shirt and jeans, and all of a sudden you see this dude singing and screaming out the top of his lungs and shit. It's just crazy.
That's awesome. I definitely can't wait to hear that. So obviously being in the music industry, as long as you've seen the evolution of it. It's transformed not only the way that we listen to it and consume it, but also how we discover artists. What would you say? Would you say that labels are just as important today as they were back in the day whenever it comes to artists, new artists specifically, to build credibility and to get their music discovered?
I think it depends on how you look at it. You know, a lot of people are starting to say labels are obsolete, you know, for the simple fact that, you know, because of social media and all these platforms now, you know, you kind of can just cut the middleman out and stuff like that. And you can pretty much pay your own money to promote yourself and stuff like that. But these traditional labels, you know, they have so many relationships with other countries and other big labels and stuff like that to where it's just super easy. You know what I'm saying? So it's really what you want to go for. Like if you want to be famous and, you know, get people to spend money, you know, that's cool. But at the same time, you have to be prepared to pay double that money back.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because they have to recoup the money that they spent, and you'll never honestly know how much, you know, you took in or they're taking from you. Versus, you know, you live in that independent grind and, you know, thugging it out and, you know, sometimes making a couple dollars, sometimes making nothing. And then, you know, having those times where you just, you know, you're not stopping work and you're just touring every day. So, you know, it's really on, to me, how you feel and what you get out of it.
That makes a lot of sense. And I just feel too, you know, social media has opened up a lot of doors to being discovered and a lot of ways to connect and collaborate with people. But I think too, there's just so much noise out there that if you had the right person or the right label representing you, they could collapse time and show you exactly a roadmap, especially if you don't know how to do that in business.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like I said, man, it's a lot, and it is a lot of noise. And a lot of times that noise gets annoying. And it's crazy. As loud as I like music, I don't like noise. So I definitely understand what you're saying. But you know, it's people that's going to be able to make things right. And you know, a lot of people just got to learn from their mistakes. Like there's been music ever since we was kids, man. Like, you know, there's a million one-hit wonders. There's a million, how the fuck did that even make it on the radio? And you know, the only thing is now that, like I said, we have technology to where everything is just easily consumed, like you said earlier, to where you just hear a lot more bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
So
100%.
you know, yeah,
especially like people editing the sound of their voice. There's a lot of technology that they sound awesome. I've seen a couple, like they sound awesome, and then you go to a live show and you're like, this is a lot different.
Yeah, like is this even the same person? So, you know, I definitely get it. And like I said, they're gonna have to end up learning their craft one way or the other, because like you said, when they get to doing live shows, it's like people gonna figure that part out.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna see it and be like, no, I don't like this. So, you know, and then you have to understand there's some people that's just in it for attention. There's some people that's just in it for money, and they don't really take the craft serious. You know, there's people that don't even get paid and they take their craft real serious. Like, you know what I'm saying? And some people, they figure, oh, well, I can do this and, you know, press a few buttons here and make themselves sound like that. And yeah, it's just not the case.
Not how it goes. Yeah, I love that. That's awesome advice. And it's interesting too, because you kind of see this trend of it's acceptable now just to drop singles versus an album to support it. What's your thoughts on like just dropping singles versus albums?
I like both. You know what I'm saying? I feel like and I should be dropping more singles as well, but I feel like singles just kind of just keeps you floating out there, because you know, we're in the industry now. It's like here today, gone today, not even tomorrow. So, you know, and the industry loves singles. They need singles because it's like you said, music is so easily consumed to where now it's like, okay, I heard it 3-4 times. What's next? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And nobody's saving up their money to buy the next single. Nobody's doing that. Now it's like you can click Pandora, Spotify, you know, Deezer, whatever you want to click on, Apple Music, all that. And you could just hear everything for free. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, it's crazy. We live in a society where, like, you know, we're used to buying something online and getting it 2 days later, like Amazon. So we're in such a culture right now of like instant gratification. We want it right now. And you're absolutely right. Because me personally, as a music fan, I look forward to Friday because there's a playlist that's, you know, new release radar, where I can go there and listen to the fresh new music versus like taking the time of listening to songs I just downloaded the last week. So you're spot on when it comes to that.
Yeah. I mean, and that's all it is. You know, it's just people have a mind of a freaking goldfish. So, you know, it's like, all right, what was that like you can't, like, unless it's something that you really grew up on now, you can't even name a song that you probably remember like that, you know what I'm saying, in the last 5 years, unless it's like a Drake, J. Cole, or some shit like that. You know, everything is so microwavable now.
Well, too, like there was something like, and I just remember going back as a kid, like we would save, like me and my sisters, we would save our money together and then go like once a month to like the music store and buy CDs or buy cassettes. So, like that was back then. I feel like there's more personal, like you had more like, more of a relationship with that music, that band, because you saved up your hard-earned money in whatever way you got it. And that's how you can, versus now, like you said, you just open an app, hit a button, and then you listen to it. Like there's no skin in the game other than maybe a subscription that you have a monthly.
I mean, And even with like live concerts now.
Mhm.
Every once in a while you'll get like certain artists that you like, oh, I'm gonna go check them out or whatever. But now it's like you could just catch all the people that you listen to in one festival and just call it a day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I said, there's very few artists to where it's like, yeah, they coming to town, we finna check them out. Now
100%.
it's now it's like you get all these festivals, especially out here on the West Coast, where
Mhm.
you're gonna end up seeing like 50 artists in one day.
Yeah. Well, but there is something cool about discovering somebody, watching them live versus like I just like I said, more of emotional connection because you're there in person. You get to have that moment together at watching someone on stage versus just sitting and play. And it's
Yeah.
interesting, just from that consumption of music, we've had people on the podcast, artists on the podcast before that either absolutely hate the way that music's involved, and some people love it because of the opportunity. Either way, I think the key to it is adaptation. And I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on how artists can stay, love it or hate it, it's going to change. What are some ways that artists, as far as advice goes, how can they adapt to changes in the music industry like that?
Um, I mean, honestly, change is inevitable,
Mm-hmm.
period. And, change is just getting faster and faster. Like, not even by the year, like every 6 months, something is changing.
Yeah.
So you have to be willing yourself to, accept, adapting to everything. And if you don't, you're just, gonna be fucked up out here. So
You won't last.
yeah. Like it's just, man, like every 5 minutes is just some new program coming out. It's super easy for people to make music. It's super easy to, you literally make music just out the figment of your imagination.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's nothing for somebody to come up with their own genre,
Yeah.
period. And somebody might not get it, somebody might get it. And long as you stand true to yourself and true to your craft, people might not even know what your craft is. People might not even know what it is you're doing. But as long as you stay true to yourself, you don't have nothing to worry about.
Absolutely. I think, they say the most expensive thing you can have in business or in your craft is a closed mind. So I think the moment you close your mind and not able to adapt is the moment you kind of cease to exist.
Yeah.
Whenever changes happen.
I just seen a post from a legendary manager by the name of Steve Lobel, and he said the most expensive thing you can do is pay attention to the wrong person.
Yep. That's so true. Absolutely. Especially now, like we said, there's a bunch of noise out there. There's a bunch of gurus and, whatever the case may be. But
Facts.
so easy to paint yourself one thing, but then in reality be completely different. So, speaking about like music festivals and all this stuff that's going on, what's your plans for the rest of 2021? Do you have any tours going on that you can kind of talk about?
Off and on, we're doing shows. We just did that show in San Antonio and Fort Worth. I know me and Krayzie got a show in Denver coming up. Then there's a few other shows with the group. My plans as a solo artist, late June, to release my album Changing Faces, which is a pretty dope ass album. But then September, I'm pushing for September to release another album called Tapes and False Gates, and that's gonna have everybody turning like, where the fuck this come from? So
Can't wait for that.
yeah. I've been working with a Latino rapper from San Diego by the name of Mr. Shadow. So we knocked out a banger. We loved it. So we're trying to knock out like a quick EP. And there's no timeline on that, but hopefully that comes out like this year. But definitely Changing Faces is a go. Tapes and False Gates, a go. Break Up a Bag, Leaves a Legend, already a go. So
Yep.
I just released a single. Well, the homie released it. The homie Blaze. He produced a few of Busy Bone's albums. And we ended up putting out a single like a couple months back called Way Too Much. So that was dope, real deep. I produced a track, actual EP on this dude General, and that was pretty dope. I'm just working. That's it.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Yeah. 2022, beginning of that, I'm really trying to put out the rock and roll hip hop album, which is already starting out dope. Yeah, just I'm just working, and I put it to you like this: don't expect just hip hop.
I love it. I love it. That's so awesome. And for those who are listening in and can't see the actual video, make sure you guys go follow Pozition, and it's across all platforms. He makes it easy for you. It's at Pozition. So all the socials, check it out. YouTube, you definitely do not want to miss out on any of these new drops. I personally am going to stay glued. Can't wait to see these announcements. Before we get off of here, is there anything else you'd like to share with listeners?
Thank everybody for rocking with me. Thank everybody for staying tuned in with me. I did take a little break for a while, but I just had to do my little 1-2, get this music shit right and get myself right. Now I'm just ready to have fun. I lost like 75 pounds. So I'm like, yeah, so now it's like I'm ready to turn up again. Not eat like that though. But yeah, I'm just ready to get out there and just get back to having fun, be the old fun me.
Yeah.
And just put out music that people can be able to rock to for a long time.
I love it. Thank you so much for being on with us today, Pozition. And you guys all listening in, make sure you guys go check out his music. If you haven't already, you in for a treat. And until next time, you guys, keep rocking.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of Teaser Talk.
We look forward to seeing you next Teaser Talk Tuesday. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss it.
Make sure to follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Teaser Talk. This way, we can keep up with you guys until the next episode.